Hello friends, how are you? Hopefully everyone is healthy and enthusiastic about learning. Let me introduce myself. I am Enjelika from Accounting Class 23A with NPM 234125052. In this learning video, we will discuss a very important topic in the world of accounting, namely job order costing. Don't worry, even though the topic sounds serious, I will explain it in a light and easy to understand language, so that you can follow it comfortably from start to finish. Come on, let's start the discussion. Cost of goods sold (COGS) is the total amount of costs incurred by a company to produce and sell goods or services in a certain accounting period. This cost includes all direct costs associated with production, such as raw materials, direct labor, and factory overhead costs. The correct calculation of COGS is very important because it affects the profit generated. If COGS is high, the profit margin will be smaller, while low COGS indicates that production is running efficiently and can increase profits. According to Dunya et al. 2019 in Cost Accounting, COGS is the cost required to produce goods sold in a period, which includes the cost of raw materials, labor, and factory overhead. Harnanto 2017 also explains that COGS consists of costs directly or indirectly related to goods produced and sold in a period. The calculation of COGS begins by calculating the cost of goods sold, which consists of several cost elements. One of them is the cost of raw materials, which includes raw materials used in the production process. The cost of raw materials is calculated by subtracting the initial inventory of raw materials from the purchase of raw materials during the period, and adding the remaining inventory of raw materials at the end of the period. Next, direct labor costs are calculated, which are costs paid to workers directly involved in production, including salaries, wages, and benefits. Finally, factory overhead costs include costs that are not directly related to production, such as electricity costs, machine maintenance, and equipment depreciation. After calculating the cost of raw materials, labor, and factory overhead, the total cost of production will produce the cost of goods sold. Then, to calculate the cost of goods sold (COGS), the company must add the finished goods inventory at the beginning of the period, add the cost of production, and subtract the remaining finished goods inventory at the end of the period. The formula for calculating COGS is COGS equals beginning inventory of finished goods plus cost of goods manufactured minus ending inventory of finished goods. COGS equals beginning inventory of finished goods plus cost of goods manufactured minus ending inventory of finished goods. This calculation provides an overview of the costs that have been incurred for goods sold during the period. Therefore, calculating COGS correctly is very important to obtain accurate information in financial reports. COGS is also very important for determining the selling price of a product. In order for a company to make a profit, the selling price of the product must be higher than COGS. Therefore, by knowing the right COGS, the company can determine the selling price that is in accordance with the profit goals it wants to achieve. In addition, COGS is also used to calculate gross profit, which is obtained by subtracting sales revenue from COGS. Overall, COGS is not just a number in financial statements, but also an important tool for controlling costs, analyzing production efficiency, and determining the right pricing strategy. Therefore, companies need to understand how to calculate and manage COGS to maintain competitiveness and achieve maximum profit. Okay, that's all the material I can convey. Hopefully it can be understood well, and see you in the next video.